In my very informal survey of strange behavior recently, top prize actually goes to the Keystone State, Pennsylvania. There's some news out of Puxatawney, Pennsylvania, about a small critter and the odd attention that someone is paying to it. No, I don't mean the groundhog and his shadow. That was back in February. But in March this year, the police arrested a man for public drunkenness after he spent an hour trying to revive a dead possum by the side of the road. This opossum had apparently been dead for a while, but how can you tell? That's what possums do. They play dead. Now, when the 50-year-old man appeared to be performing a seance with the dead possum by the side of the road, and I mean, you guessed it, he did that without a permit. And later, he was seen giving the possum mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Witnesses thought they may have seen a little too much tongue in that CPR. See, now, there's love and affection between people and animals on the one hand. And then there's just wrongness and necrophilia on the other hand. So the possum whisperer is arrested on charges of public drunkenness. They didn't bother with a breathalyzer, either on the man or the possum. Because look, telling everybody that the possum whisperer was drunk, that just seems like the compassionate thing to do in this situation. All right, now that was in Puxatawney, Pennsylvania. Over in a town called New Brighton, police are still searching for the woman who stole a purse from a church pew. She ran off with a credit card, and she bought $200 worth of stuff with it at a dollar store. Let me quickly do the math here. $200, dollar store. So she runs off with 200 items. Now, isn't that like robbing a bank and asking for all the cash and pennies? Okay, here's how they know who she is. Back at the church, where she grabbed the purse, right off the pew, she also put a forged check in the collection plate for $50 from a checkbook that she had stolen in an earlier crime spree. Now, they knew it was the same MO because she wrote 50 forged checks for $1 each. All right. Now, that does sound like she's a dumb criminal, but at least she knows how to disappear and lay low. In Uniontown, PA, the police arrested a 32-year-old man in January this year because he had grabbed $50 from his ex-girlfriend at the Walmart, and he was making his getaway on a motorized scooter from the store while he was wearing a hospital gown. Yes, you heard that right. Let's do the unwind on this crime scene. The dude is wearing a hospital gown because he had just been released from a hospital after being treated for injuries caused during a domestic dispute with his then-girlfriend, who whacked him with a frying pan and a table leg. So he goes to the Walmart in his hospital gown. Did I mention this was January in Pennsylvania? He goes to the Walmart to get his prescription filled for painkillers. They cost $50. He runs into the ex-girlfriend. She says, okay, I'll pay for the pills. Apparently, some couples have make-up sex after they fight. These two have makeup, put on Hospital Johnny, and meet me at the Walmart for a copay after they fight. It works for them. But the guy decides he likes the money more than the drugs. So he grabs the cash, and he scooters off, hoping to put that troubled relationship behind him. See? It all makes sense. Now, the only part of this story that I don't get is why doesn't he use $20 while he's at the Walmart and just pick up a pair of pants? I'm sure the next shopper to use that motorized scooter at Walmart would have appreciated that little courtesy. Okay, that was in Uniontown, PA in January. That same town is still getting over the Cannonball incident last fall. A 54-year-old guy, and you know this has to be a guy, has a hobby of recreating cannons from the 19th century. So he gets this cannon built, and he fires off a cannonball, which ricochets off the target and flies 400 yards through the air and into the wall and through the wall of his neighbor's house. Nobody's hurt. The neighbor, by the way, is still refusing to cut his grass every week. So the police arrested the cannon maker on charges of disorderly conduct. Disorderly conduct? What do you have to do in Pennsylvania to be charged with deadly assault? Drive a Toyota? Unbelievable. Okay, now speaking of finding something unexpected in your home, in Pittsburgh this year, things got a little crazy on St. Patrick's Day. Someone got drunk, broke into a house, and then climbed into bed with the owner. The owner woke up and thought that maybe the person suddenly in bed with him, maybe that was this woman he hangs out with because she has keys to his place. So he asks if it is his lady friend. And a very deep male voice answers, "No, it's not." The homeowner jumps out of bed, uses a baseball bat to hold the intruder in citizen's arrest until the cops arrive. Okay, now that guy is facing charges of criminal mischief. Criminal mischief. I guess if he tried to sleep on the couch, no one would have accused him of being up to any mischief. Don't you think, by the way, that anyone who ever gets convicted of the charge criminal mischief, don't you think that forever after they should have the phrase "the rascal" attached to their name? As in, John Smith, the rascal, was released from prison today after serving a 90-day sentence for criminal mischief. All right, speaking of prison, there's a couple in Mercer, Pennsylvania. They're busted after they were caught smuggling marijuana in a balloon. So this woman is visiting her boyfriend in jail, and they were going at it in a really long kiss. And then he was seen swallowing something. So the prison guards put the guy in a cell where they could monitor his bathroom visits. Now, just how do they fit that two-way mirror into the toilet? I don't understand that. All right, 3 days later, they catch him with a balloon full of marijuana. Hey, maybe that guy with the opossum was just trying to get his stash back. Trust me, that's actually possible. Gee, do you think, though, that pot that's been pooped gets a higher price on the street? Hey, man, I've got some real premium stuff. Okay, now this couple is on trial for smuggling contraband. Hey, don't you think if you got convicted of smuggling contraband, you should have to have the phrase, "the pirate," attached to your name at all times? But I don't think these two should be in jail. With talents like that, they should be in a circus or a reality show. And don't you think this whole episode breaks wide open the stereotype of pot smokers? This plan was ingenious and took really careful planning. Who knew stone slackers had just management skills? Okay, so they've been busy in Pennsylvania, busting people for marijuana-related crimes last year. In a Philadelphia suburb, a woman had rented out some rooms on the first floor of a house. The owners lived upstairs. They told the woman, never, ever come upstairs because they had a pet alligator up there. Yeah, I know, this is in Pennsylvania, not Florida. But that story worked for a while. So one day, when the woman decided she wanted to see the alligator, or maybe they also had told her that she was living in Florida and she finally realized she was living in Pennsylvania. But whatever, she heads upstairs to check on the gator. She finds the whole floor is a giant marijuana growing lab with heat lamps and pot plants everywhere. Busted! You know, try and hide your stash by making up a story about an alligator. That's one of those ideas that sounds a lot better when you're high. Okay, now, so what exactly is going on in Pennsylvania? Why all the strange behavior? Your state slogan is, "You've got a friend in Pennsylvania." So apparently, you mean one of those friends, huh? The friend who always sits in the corner at the party. He lights matches one by one, blows them out, gives a little shiver after everyone. One of those friends? Am I the only one who did that at parties? All right. Are you guys just tired of New York getting all the attention? And you just want some time in the spotlight? Or maybe that all this strange behavior in Pennsylvania, it's just part of a plan to make the Amish feel good about rejecting anything modern. Beats me.